Whatever in the chat.
So the Tabdu, you're making this meeting too formal. Tabdu.
You're welcome, sir.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much, sir, for the privilege. I also want to extend my greetings to our beloved boss, Mr. John. I celebrate you, sir, seeing that you are capturing the moments while you travel. Travel and tours has been something that I always do. And in fact, it was because of it that I had to join a particular group in Uyo here in Nigeria. And we've gone to about 6 states now, right? Hiking is a hiking group. So I love nature. I love and everything we documented has a very clear story and a clear path, right, that you followed. So thank you so much, sir, for that. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir, for that. I really appreciate. Yes, we are here again, people of Yahweh. So I want to ask, how was the test? I saw some persons trying to. Hey, some person almost had BP. Please don't have BP, just a normal test. Please, how was the test? Use the comment section, please. How was the test? How was the test? What were you expecting? You expect something very, very hard, Abby? I want to see everybody's best emojis, please. Can you type something, please? No, don't share scores though. I saw people were having 100 over 100. I say, wahala. Like I'm too lenient. I don't have to set test scores. I'll be exam scores. So just so you know, the next one will be very hard. No, not actually very hard, but I mean the next one will be it's not be as easy as this one. You know, in beginners course, we try to pamper a lot of people, right? We try to pamper a lot of people, especially those who is their first time of being in such environments, those who is the first time of being in such space, right? So we try as much as possible to just, pamper them, not because we can't give them meat to eat or something, but because we try to give them milk first so that as they grow, right? You can be able to feed them meat. And I'm actually on a sad note for those who left the group, who couldn't continue with us. My prayers are with them that they find solace in the days ahead while we continue our learning. I mean, learning is something that will cost you time, cost you money, to cost you sleep sometimes. And it is good that at the end of the day, you learn, pay the price to learn, right? I always tell Victor, growth is not comfortable. If growth is comfortable, I go to my house now, just they grow. Well, growth is not comfortable, and as such, it's expedient that we try as much as possible to follow growth and to actually know when is an opportunity for us to grow and leave a particular stage where we are in. All right. So please, I want to encourage us. I understand the tension kind of in the atmosphere in the class now. I understand the tension, but at the same time, if we don't do them like this, some people might not really understand the value, right? So people don't understand the value, and it's a sacrifice for every one of us. I mean, pay the price. 3 months, and you are already on that level. You're already above a lot of your contemporaries, because the earlier you start learning these things, the better for us. The earlier you start implementing, these things we're saying, right, the better for us. And it's very, very important that we also look out for each other, in the sense that if you have somebody who that it's also that this class will also benefit, kind of, right? Don't hesitate to bring the person in. Don't hesitate to bring the person in. I mean, at the end of the day, a win is a win, right? And if we all win, it's a go for us. So at the end of the day, let's look out for each other, at least for the fact that we are in this together and we are family. So that's basically kind of one thing I want to say, so that we can also be able to move ahead. So I want to have a recap. Last week was basically introduction, easy peasy. We did a lot of back and forth, doing some stuff to make sure that everybody's carried along. This week would also move at the pace where we'll carry everybody along as well. But we will have to give us a little bit of hard meat, small, so that we can also. I mean, last week I was supposed to drop a take home, but it kept my mind because I was not stable. I was having kind of interstate movement, so I wasn't really stable, so I forgot. But this week is going to be double assignment, just so you know, and it will come in between the week and also be graded. It's part of your grading system, right? So in as much as you've gotten 100 over 100 in your test, this one shall no fail. So how it's going to be is that I will drop a template of a video, right? And we will do the assignment and submit. So I want to drop a video. I don't know if I can drop it here. Let me see if it's something that I can do here while I proceed. But if it's something I cannot do here on this call, I don't know if I can drop a picture or a video in the chat section so that we can all watch and tell me what we understood by that. But if I can't do that, I will just I think it's only photos I can drop. Okay, I can't drop videos. I can just drop photos. Okay, that's fine. As well. Okay, so I just want two persons, a boy and a girl, to give me a summary of what we did just last week, right? Anyone you can remember, anything you can remember, right? Then also, I want to get feedback. What were your challenging moments, or what were the challenging things we learned? I always love feedback, right? I can't complete learning without feedback. So I always want feedback. And I want us to also employ that method. I want us to employ that method. If there are things that you did not understand clearly, right? If there are things you don't understand clearly, right? And you wish to get clarification on, please, this is your time for clarity. This is your time for clarity. If there are things that you don't understand, maybe I was fast, or I was so slow, or I was just, please feel free to just raise your hand and you will be attended to before we proceed. But on that same note, I want two persons to give me an overview of what they've learned so far, right? So that I will know that we're making progress. Let's see those of us who are catching up and those of us who also need to be pushed a little bit. Okay, so who is going? I hope you can hear me. Wow. Can we hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Very
We
clear.
can hear you,
Okay.
sir.
Okay.
Yes, we can
Okay.
hear
Okay.
you.
So please, Someone, sharp, sharp. Time is against us.
Yeah.
Sharp, sharp. What who is raising their hand? I need just two persons, a boy and a girl. Tell me what you've learned so far. Anyone you can remember. Then the girl takes the next. Then after that, we'll just pick one random person. Who is that?
Emmanuel, I'm here, sir.
Yeah.
Who
Good
is
evening.
again? That's please admin, attend to that, please. Thank you. Okay, so who is raising their okay? I'm seeing Paul Chigozim, Ezir Chigozim and Ogochukwu. All right, let's start with Paul. Paul, please unmute and ask a question. Oh, sorry, tell us what you've learned, brother. Who's that person, man? Paul, if you can hear us, please, you can respond. Paul, Mogalo Paul, please. You can unmute and speak.
I can hear you. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, boss. Continue, sir.
Okay. Okay. So far, the training so good.
Paul, your line is breaking. Paul, your line is breaking. I don't know if you can adjust your phone or your location so that it could be clearer, please.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, proceed, sir.
For me personally, okay, the training so far is going okay. Okay. So those things that have been so the only things that want to be speaking to speak that the training most time they do learn they don't practice it. So we have had all of this things. When we also do practice, if they can do this, it's only the way
Paul, your voice is like your phone is very far from your mouth. I don't know if I'm the only one who can experience that, but you sound like you're very far from your phone, and I'm not really getting the exact words you're using. Oh, you can hear him.
Okay,
Okay.
I'll drop in a chat.
All right, proceed. Paul, you want to repeat that again? I don't know if I clearly heard you, but I didn't at all.
Okay, I said, let me just start and send that.
Okay, sorry, hold on, Paul. Sorry to cut you short. Are you using an AirPods or a Bluetooth stuff? You can just disconnect and speak directly.
Okay.
Yes, please. If you are using a Bluetooth connectivity, just unmute, like disconnect from the Bluetooth and you speak again. I think it will be clearer.
Yeah, I'm using my what do you call it again?
Perfect.
Earpod before now.
This is perfect now.
Yeah.
I can hear you clearly.
So okay. Should I proceed?
Yes, of course, proceed, sir.
Okay. Since we started the training, the only thing I can say is this: the speed of the training, it seems so the speed is too much either. So being that we learn, we don't do verticalize it at the first place. So I think if you can reduce the speed, it will help us to grab everything well. That's my opinion. Thank you.
All right, noted. All right, sir. Thank you very much for that. Ogochukwu, honest. You can unmute and speak. Or you can put your hand now.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
So I want to speak on what I've learned so far.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Proceed.
So far so good. I have learned what video editing is all about with CapCut, which is in mobile version. So I've also come to know the CapCut basic tools and tools, which include the split, which helps in cutting, it allows you to cut video into parts. Then I also know about the audio tools, which helps in adding music to the video you're trying to make, the video you're trying to edit, yes. Then also the text tool, which helps in adding text to your video, making titles on the video you are editing. Then also the filters and the effects, the stickers, the emojis, and the transition part of it. Then the speed inclusive. So these particular things I've mentioned are the things that I've actually learned from the classes so far, which I have also tried using them. And I think the level at which I practiced, I think I am happy that I learned something. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much, Honest. Thank you. Is it Emmanuel? Can you unmute and speak to us? Is it Emmanuel? Are you with us? You can unmute and speak to us.
Okay. All right, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Yeah. Can you hear me, sir?
Of course, I can.
Okay. I want to say thank you so much for how you've been taking us through the classes. Last week, there are two major things I learned. The first was concerning fonts, because previously I used to think that can you hear me, sir?
Sure, proceed. Of course, proceed.
Okay. So previously I used to think that, like, I never knew that we have peculiar fonts you could use for video edit. Like, I always thought it's only concerned graphic design, but while we are teaching on fonts, you emphasize that it's important that there are fonts that we use basically for different types of editing, maybe something like adverts, or like just based on the kind of video you're trying to produce, there are fonts that go well with them. So that is one. Then also the overlay. Also mentioned overlay. You can use overlay to maybe cover something that maybe if there are two persons in a video and you don't want the face of one to be showing, you can use overlay to cover one of them and stretch it through the video, and that is it. Then another player was the speed of how to calculate the speed. I used to see that thing in CapCut, but I never knew how to really use it. Like, I always ignore it. But I know I've been seeing videos where it's as if the like how I do how I thought they used to do it was just maybe by splitting all the videos, then reducing the speed. But from what you thought, I saw that you can actually reduce the speed of a whole clip, like just by using the different predictable speed this thing that are there. So these three aspects were places that I really learned something from. Thank you, sir.
Okay, Emmanuel, thank you very much. And the last person, Chigozirim, is the real hand. Is the real hand. Chigozirim, unmute and speak, please.
Okay, good evening, everyone.
Good evening, sir. Guy, first of all, I want to thank and appreciate you, our boss Odoguke, for this wonderful teachings, last week. So I will just say what I've been able to understand very well and observe too. First of all, I will say that video editing is all about creativity. It has high level of work of art inside it, and when you talked about that video editing can never remove storytelling inside it. You get, and you also made mention of the arrangement, how you want it to be, and the video and the sound, like the video is like how you be able to arrange your video to be catchy to your audience, and also the sound to to complement the video in such a way that your viewer can easily, watch it without being boring, and also being catchy to them. So every other tools you thought about, I think my colleagues here have mentioned about that. But generally, you be able to emphasize on trying to arrange it, at least something that cannot be boring to the viewer, somebody. So that's having that thing having it as being conscious of it, and being able to take cognizance of that will make you to be able to adjust your video, edit very well. At least you know that this is the rules, this is the guidelines, this is the pattern, this is what you are looking at, so that you can be able to achieve this. So around all your creativity or anything you want to add, it has to match with the standpoint of the video editing. Thank you so much.
Okay, Mr. Chigozirim. I am so delighted and grateful that Chigozirim, you can put their hand now. So delighted and grateful that at least we can make progress, right? It is very important that we get this feedback. The reason is because these are pointers that if in case we are done with the class, right, there are people here that you can also reach out to explain more for you in case there are things that you did not just grab immediately. And I appreciate your feedbacks, right? These are the things that help us to know how to channel our learning process and learning curve. And I would also look into the pace at which I am teaching. Honestly, Paul said it was fast, and I'm like, okay. I thought that was the slowest I could go, but you said I'm fast. I wish I can adjust to a part where it is supposed to be a 2 hours class, right? 8 to 10. And honestly, I am not a fan of information overload. Once I understand there is a threshold for learning, I always make sure that I hit it at the maximum and allow others to digest. The reason is because learning is said to have been achieved when the person who is being taught has been able to understand, right? So that's basically it. Once that's happened, and we are good to go. In the chat box, I dropped 2 videos. I don't know if we can see them and if we can download them and if we can play them. And I would love us to watch those videos, right? It's about 1 minute 30 seconds video. I don't know if we can see it. If you can see that video, please comment on the chat box and say yes, I can see them. And yes, I can see. If you can download it and watch, please download it and watch. It's just 1 minute 30 seconds video, and I'll be using it to. You can see one. There are two though. I don't know why the second one is. Yeah, there are two. All right. So when we download it and watch them, there's something I will use it to teach us, and that's something that would help us to understand why video editing is important, not just because of the visuals, right? But because the fact that we are getting attention. Now, the highest commodity, or one of the highest commodity in life, is attention. And that's why you pay for it, right? Either you pay with your money, you pay with your time, but you can't see or you can't hear them say, um, 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 take attention or whatever. You pay attention, right? You pay for it, right? And you pay for it. And the way you pay for it is by allowing somebody grab it for you or push it to you. So if someone wants to get your attention, they always want to make you pay for it, right? Either by your time or your money and all of this. So what I'm saying is because we are going to transit to intermediate class, we're going to make sure that we are moving forward. We should also, I'll chip it in though, the act of getting attention, right? I said that there are some nitty-gritty and some important things that I'll just put into the class. These are not the regular things you see on a video editing course. These are things that will stand you out when you are putting your video. So if you're shooting for commercials, if you're shooting for ads, if you're shooting for NGOs, if you're shooting for sports, if you're shooting for musical videos, if you're shooting for educational content, if you're shooting for kids, these are the generic information that you should know at the fingertips of your hand so that you can be intentional about creating these things. And it is something that you are privileged enough to be in this class to learn. And as I go forward, I'll just be dropping them so that your mind go there, right? You just see that, oh, beyond just cutting videos, there's something you need to infuse in your video. It's kind of like a feeling you put into the video that gives the next person you are showing that video, or the next person that's in that video, a kind of thought, like that, the way you make them feel, right, in your video. And this is what stands us out from others, right? Others have, trust me, working with brands and learning how to create videos has taught me that they want to teach us the basic. They want to just give us what we can just even source for outside, right? But I found out that in this journey, attention is the currency, right? Attention is currency. And even if you are editing a video for your, self or your organization, for instance, the video Mr. John played for us, right? If you watch that video well, there are some key shots he got, right, that will keep you in those videos. There are some key shots that he got to make you feel a certain kind of way. He might not know, he might not see them, but you see that he tried to do the simplest thing, which is what to create a story. So you understand that, oh, this video is not just him showing his wife or his kid or his train or something. He's telling you, oh, that he moved from Swiss to Milan by train with the family, right? And if you want to add, on a sunny day, right? I don't think I saw a night scene there. So you just see that, oh, this is a clear story. Um, the story was not distorted, right? He did not show you Milan and not start showing you how he entered, how he was in the train And I came back to show you, oh, so you if you follow history, right, you understand it. And that is something I wanted us to that's something I wanted us to understand in the video, right? So we have to make this thing clear. The two videos I sent, they're not the same video. They are two different videos, right? I will drop them on the group chat, and we also those for those of us who are on the group chat, and we also learn from it. That it is one of the videos I did some time ago for a commercial brand, a transport company, and that video is something that I would also want us to learn something from. It's one out of other projects I've worked on, and it's very, very important that we also learn from that. So today, basically, right, I've dropped the video on the group chat. So would continue on the group chat, and if you have questions too, right, you can understand further and learn. So today, basically, let me share my screen because the class is about to get interesting. It's about to get interesting. So, hold on. So I gave us a kind of an overview of what we're gonna learn last week. It was basically introduction to video editing, and last week was supposed to be just to talk about the two tools, but at least we attempted to go in depth in showing how this thing works. And for today, or for this week rather, we'll be looking at basically text, music, and sound effects, right? These are the three things that we'll measure on this week: text, music, and sound effects, right? And it is very important that we understand these things this way, right? First of all, adding text, right, and editing text overlays. I have already said something and showed us how to add all those texts, right? And it's very important that we see these things as they are. I'm going to start a new project and call that. Okay, now something I want us to also understand is the fact that I tried to name my project, right? It helps me to know the particular video I'm working on part time, right? So it is very important that we have this naming system. It's very, very important. Please, I would advise you adopt this method. It's going to help you. Always name your videos, right? Always name your projects, rather, your projects. So please always name your projects. It's very, very important that we name them, right? I can just rename this one as, okay, this one is, I was into this. So let me rename it. Click on the three dots, right? Three dots on the right side of any project you're working on. There's the three vertical dots there. When you click on them, you can see rename, and you just edit, and you put a CapCut plus this to confirm, right? So for the sake of this, I'm going to pick a video, and just pick a random video. Okay. So I don't know if we can we hear the music of the video? Please respond if you can hear the music of the video. I need to confirm if we're on the same page, please. Please, I need to confirm. Okay, nobody's saying anything. The video post. All right. I want to be sure if I play it, you guys can hear it. Right, so are you hearing it? Please
No,
confirm.
sir. No, sir. I cannot hear it. I cannot hear it, sir.
Okay, that's fine. I'm going to play it from. Okay, hold on. Okay, so I don't know why this thing is happening again today, but I'm gonna try and make this work. Okay, I think one of the things I might have to do is gonna work today. In Jesus' name, amen. Okay, let me check from here.
For the ride of your dreams?
Can we hear this one?
Are you looking for a car that matches your lifestyle? From sleek city cruisers to your off-roaders, we have something for everyone.
Okay.
Got you covered. Quality, trust, unbeatable service. That's the promise.
Okay.
We're not just about renting cars. We're about making connections, and our team is here to guide you
Okay.
through every step of
Is
the
it
way.
lagging? Let me be sure too. Is it lagging or is it playing very fine?
Make them happy today with our special offers and flexible financing options, and a deal that's just as sweet.
Some say it's lagging.
Where we turn your luxury dreams
Okay.
into reality.
I think it's network. Yeah, it's lagging. I think it's network. So it's a 1 minute 29 seconds clip. It's actually on the group chat. So I also sent it to the group chat. And let's go back to our learning thing. So I wanted to use this video as a sample, right? To learning, to teaching us what we want to learn today. And honestly, we'll be dwelling more this week in text, music, and sound effects. Now, what it means that it's going to be more detailed than the overview we did the last time. So now, adding and editing text overlays. I said earlier that what it does is that it lets you place words or phrases directly on your video. For example, you can add a title, someone's name, or a short caption. All right, so let's do that here with this video. I'm going to add text, and I'm going to write, let's say it says I can add a title, someone's name, or a short caption. So let me add a title. A luxury tour, right? A luxury tour. And now basically these things, right? So understand this way: if text tool is used for adding title, someone's name, or short captions, as I said, it also means that there are some things you can use it for, right? And what is used for, basically, like what it means is that you can use that particular edit to tell your viewers what's happening, right? So pay attention, because these are the places that I'll draw out test questions from for this week. So pay attention very well, right? I'll also share a what do you call this a slideshow, right? A template last week and this week. So now I'll share both of them this week. I'll share it tomorrow morning. I'll drop it and we would read through. But just understand it. And me, I like practical than those theory stuff, right? Understand. Once you understand it, even if they choose the question anyhow, you can be able to answer, right? So now I was saying that the text tool, right? What it does is that when you add this things, the title, your name, the caption or subtitles, right? It is telling your viewer what is happening, right? It's also making tutorials clearer, right? And it can also help to make subtitles, right? Very, very clear. And you also use to, brand your content with your logo or name. So invariably, you see all those videos whereby some tutors are talking or if you've watched football, most times when they are on their interview session, you just see the name of the player and the position or the role he plays, whether coach or the player is always, just brought out with an animation at the bottom right or bottom left of the screen, and or at the center, bottom center of the screen, you just see the person's name and what the person does, right? So we'll be doing that here, and we'll also show us how it works, right? So basically in CapCut, as I said, when you go to text tool, you text icon, you add text and you just type what you want, right? And then you position it around the screen. So I want this particular luxury tour to be on the top corner, just for instance. Now I'm going to also teach us how to place text. Now this is very, very important. There are places you place text, right? And it is not visible. It is not visible. These are called the boundaries of your screen, and these are also called the thumb areas of your screen. There are places. Let me show you. For instance, let me go to IG. Where is IG now? Do I have IG here? Let me use Facebook. I think Facebook is the best to use. So this is my Facebook account, for instance, right? And everybody's in my Facebook accounts, right? This is my Facebook account, and imagine, let me get a feed. Okay, these are video feeds, right? These are video feeds. Now there are areas where you don't place your text. Now just for instance, see this text now. You see this text where it says POV, when English doctor refuses when English confuses the doctor, right? Now you see that place, that text is, those are the areas, right? From the place under the reels down to the place the name of the account holder is Jegolion. These are the areas that anything you place here will be visible. Now let me explain why it is that way. Now on your timeline, I'm back to home. On your timeline, when you are watching a video and you're going, right? Watch what happens. Let me get a clear video and use it to explain what I mean. Whose video will I use now? Okay, let me get a particular video that is very, very teachable. I used to teach this thing. What is an ad? Okay, now just let me use this video for instance. If I click on this video, you can see on my Facebook feed now, the first thing you're seeing here now is the person's title. Sorry, the person's account holder, the name of the account holder, the description of the video: billionaire prince search for a new bride in local market. If I click on see more, right? If I click on see more, you see the hashtags and stuff. Now look at the borders of this video. See where the borders of this video are, right? You can see that the zinc of the environment is not clearly showing. His legs here are not really showing, right? I've paused the video. Now I've clicked on the video. I started from the beginning. If you notice, there's like a
like a full screen, right? It's like this is the full screen of that particular video. If I go back again, it just starts showing like as if it was cropped. I'm teaching us something now, so you people should be very, 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 very attentive, right? I hope you can hear me. Please, I hope you can hear me. Very important to please respond if you can hear me. Please respond if you can hear me. Okay. Okay. So now you see that. Okay, correct. So you see that if I tap the video, right, it expands like it's as if the screen is now wider. The screen now stretches from top to bottom. I can now see more things. Now, this same shot now, this same particular shot that this girl is washing another girl's feet. Now, see how it is on the normal feed. Facebook is lagging. Okay, so it's taking it from the beginning. So that particular shot I showed you about someone washing another girl's feet, right? Now watch on this normal feed of your timeline. Watch how it will be. Watch the particular way they'll crop it. Just watch it so that it will be understandable. If I click on it now, it just goes back, so I don't want to click on it till we get to that place. So this is something that you need to pay attention to, because while you're editing your videos, you can be carried away by moving those texts above these borders, and once you move above these borders, it will not be visible except someone now clicks on it, right? And clicks on it, and not everybody would want to just click on something to see what is happening, right? Not everybody will just click on it to see what's happening. So it's very important that we learn these things, because at the end of the day, you will see that it is very, very, now see that particular shot. Trying this ad again. Let's put okay. Facebook and the ad. Okay, now see that particular shot I talked about, that she was washing the feet. You see that it is not showing what they're doing. It's just showing her leg cut off. Now, if I click on it now, oh, Facebook and the wahala. Okay, so now exactly. Now see that shot. Now you see that because I've clicked on the video, it is now seen, like we can now see everything that is happening, right? We can now see everything that's happening. So I need you to understand these things this way, so that when you're creating videos, both landscape or portrait videos, you understand where these things fall into. There are blind spots, right, on a video, and there are spotlights on a video. Two things I just mentioned now. there are blind spots in a video, and there are also spotlights on a video. So you don't get to, do the ones that people cannot relate with or people cannot see. So now back to our canvas. If I take this particular clip, right? If I take this particular clip and I drag it to this point, I go to the style, I change the color from the font color to yellow, and let me say black, and size, I just increase this a little bit. Let me use this one for instance, right? And I make it bold, right? Now you see this place, this text is, it will not be seen because this is the blind spot. It's not visible because this is a blind spot. When I'm being preview, when I'm showing or when I'm playing this in a feed or in any feed at all, Facebook feed, Instagram feed, TikTok feed, this will be clashing with all those information that is below, right? That is below. So there is a quarter of your screen that needs to accommodate every single thing you're doing, especially text, right? That gives clarity. This is the reason that when you are shooting your video, if you are shooting and also if you a videographer and also an editor, you need to shoot with intentionality too. Now if you watch that video I played, I sent to the group chat, everything that I did there, both from the shots, from the camera angles, from the voiceovers, to the movements, to the sound, we are so intentional. And the reason is because we want to communicate luxury, right? You want to communicate luxury to your audience, and in also communicating luxury, you want to also show them that, oh, it's not just the luxury part alone, that this is kind of a group of people who have come together to make this work, right? And to go for a picnic or whatever. And these are the kind of cars that they are pulling up with. And they're not just pulling up in cars that are just ordinary. They are pulling out in 2025 Prados, they are pulling out in 2022, 2023 Range Rovers and G-Guard and all, G63 and all. So these are things that you just subtly infuse into your video, but as time goes on you can understand it better. But I'm just trying to clarify something now. Now this place is a luxury tour, is the text will not be seen, right? So what do? I push it up, right? I push it up, and now instead of me to just allow it to just play, like just come and play.
Looking for the ride of your
Now
dreams?
do you notice something? Because I use this frame, because I use this frame now to do this texting, it was as though I changed the font because I felt this screen was going to last for long. Now immediately I play the video,
Looking for the
it
ride
turns towards to that color. And because of typography that I was trying to explain the other day, this is a wrong color balance. You don't use black text on a black wall, right? There are color self you don't even use to blend with other colors. They are contrasting colors, they are warm colors, they are cool colors, right? So you should understand how to blend in these colors when you're using your text. I can see some person's text, they want to use colorite and all. They just want to play around with those things. They are very nice. But on the grand scheme of things, growing in this field, you need to understand typography, right? So that's that. So when I click on this, and as I'm going, it's showing that particular contrast, which is not good for my this thing. Now, if I must insist on using this black color, what I can do to make it visible is to introduce a background to the color, right? So what I do now, I'll go to style. Now look at the bottom corner of your editing screen. You see style. After add text, please, you see style. If you click on style, right? Now there are two layers that are movable here. If you watch me, the first layer that has template, font, style, effects, right? They are movable, right? That's number one. Now the other layer down that has text, brand colors, stroke, glow is also movable, right? It's also movable. So with time, you understand how to use the two, but this is how it works, right? So that you understand better. Now, if I highlight a particular text box or text I want to write, right? I can change the templates of the text, how it comes in, right? I can just put this are templates, animation, the ones that are already there, right? I can just put how it comes in, how I want the text to show, right? These ones are just presetted stuff that comes in and all, but I'm not going to use that for now. I'm going to use the default. This default has gone back to default though. That's one thing I don't like about you see this stuff. Okay, so I will scale and change the color back to black, then bolding it, right? Just for this particular course. So let me go back. So if you go to templates, you change all these things. Now if you go to fonts, now this is where you choose the family of fonts you want to work with. This is a system font, default font that it comes with, right? You can now play around with the ones you want to use depending on what you want to show, right? If you want to use vlogs have the freedom. Vlogs are more free to use some kind of typography because vlogs are meant to be so a vlog means a video log, right? It's used basically to I explain it in the I explain what a vlog is used for in the other class for those of us who were not in that particular meeting, right? Sorry, excuse me. So I explained what a vlog was used for, as I was saying, sorry. So these are the places where like vlogs are basically those kind of videos that you can play around with those templates and text, right? And as I said earlier, a vlog is just a vlog or vblog, depending. So it's a form of blog that uses video as the primary medium to share content, right? You see people coming to say, "Oh, join me as I walk you through my journey from Accra to Burkina Faso or from Nigeria to Accra," right? So they are typically a combination of video footage with supporting text, images and some data from the internet, right? Based on the story you want to tell, right? So it allows us now that are creators to convey personal experiences, opinions, and information in a visual and auditory format, right? So either you are visualizing it or you are using text to say it, right? Just writing some stuff and somebody is saying something in the background. So that's basically it. So vlogs have more freedom to using all these serere text here, right? But if you want to, like in this particular video now, I'm putting this thing, I'm not going to use a serif font, right? I'm going to use a sans serif font to get. I explained the other day. I think I explained the other day what serif fonts and sans serif fonts are. For those of us who were in that class, it's very important that we understand these things. So please, very very important, so that we can what do you call it now? So that we can understand these things and flow through, right? I explain what sans serif and serif fonts are. So basically that's it. So if I come back to this editing this thing and I add this color, and because it's contrasting with my color, and I want you to just stop at this particular place, right? Now pay attention to what I'm saying. If you zoom, and this is very important because I just figured out that I need to also explain it so you understand. Now these videos have frames. Frames are the guides that shows where a particular clip or picture has ended and the second one or the next one starts. Now, if I zoom into this video, zoom in very well, you can see there is a kind of labeling here that has dots, 2F, you see dots, you see dots, you see 2F, you see dot, you see 4F, you see dot, you see 6F, you see dot, you see 8F, you see dot, you see 10F, as you go and as you go and as you go. Now, what does it do? This shows you, or this gives you a guide on when and where a particular clip starts and ends. Now, for this particular clip that has the sister's face now, right? See where this clip ended, where her face stopped showing. It was at 8F. Immediately after 8F, right? This particular dot here. So if I'm cutting this video now, if I click on this, this is where I'll do my split. It doesn't matter if this particular place is showing her face. No, this is just show you that, oh, at the end of the day, this is where the next clip started from. So if you cut it from here and you see the face, it doesn't mean that the face will show when you progress the video. No, it just gives that whole, you know how sound is calculated in waves or is expressed in waves, right? And sound does not go up and down. Sound go in linear curve, right? In a linear movement. This is how it works, because there is this kind of fading image. When an image is already ending, it fades off, right? This is what you're seeing, and the next one starts. Now, I don't want that particular, I was trying to explain something. I don't want that particular text to pass a particular image. Remember, this is one clip I just added. I'm just the one that added this cut. This is a clip. It's a one clip that has different frames, different cuts. So how do I now put a particular, let's say I want to put a text and I don't want you to pass the tire, right? But I cannot get it, because if I put it here and say, oh, let this clip now, let this text now expand to, is that tire? Expand to this tire. Let's say I want you to come to this tire, right? You see that the tire itself is not even showing. See, and the stuff is still on the tire. My pointer is still on the tire, but the name is not showing again. That top that I put there is not showing. So what do? I increase it. I zoom in. Remember, I taught us how to zoom in on mobile. Use your two hands and pinch it. You see that it's exceeded that particular frame. Now, see where the frame of the tire is still on, and these cars are still showing in the background. So 16F points, 18F, that's 19F, 20F. So it's at 19F that this tire stopped showing. At 19F, this is it. So this is the last place it showed, and this is the place I will hit my cut. But now I'm going to hit the text, and then I'll delete this. Oh, sorry, not this one. I'll delete this one. Right. So what it does is that it does not pass immediately. It's entering this other place, right? It's even showing. It's still showing very small. It's showing small. So let me add the background text so that we understand it better. Now I click on this text and I want it to be visible because I want to use black, as I said. I click on style. Now I explain the two different things. This one goes like this. This one also goes like this, right? So what do I do? Under that font, because it's the font I want to change, I'll just drag these ones on top, right? I'll just move them to my left, and go to basic, right? And I change the font if I want to. Now I want to add background. I go to styles. I'll move from fonts, still on the first one. After template, I'll still move from font to style. Now, once I click on style, it changes too. Under style, it has its own subfolder that scrolls. Subfolder that scrolls, right? You can see them. Now, I click on background and I choose the background. Now, this background is, I want it to encompass the whole text. Let's just like a box. Then this one is, I want it to, let's say I wrote tour and guide. You see, let's say I wrote this kind of text. Now this is the style I want it to take. If I click on this, it just takes everything inside the box. If I click on this, it should go according to the number of text in the text box. That's the two differences. You can use any based on what you want. Now I can change the borderlines of these things. Borderlines are those curves. I can leave it that way. My own, I try to make my work neat, so I always try to use this one. And let me take off that particular, yeah. So I try to make my work look, just unique and stuff. So on my corner radius, right, and the borderlines or corner radius, any way you want to use, I always take it down. Now see, as I'm taking it front and back, you can see that it is forming the circular shape around the borderlines. Now I always take my own down, so they just show me like a sharp cut or a sharp curve on that particular text, right? So that's basically what this one does. That's basically what that does, right? And now I've added text, a background to this, so it means that it can be visible, right? And I can also change the color of this background. Let's say I don't want to use white, still on style, under backgrounds, right? I can change the color of the background. I can use black, which is a wrong color to use for a black text. Yellow is okay. So what yellow does, yellow projects the other color, right? I can use orange, I can use pink, but this is more like it's not really a good choice, except you can shade, you can reduce the opacity of the pink, right? The opacity is like the thickness of the visibility of that color, right? So I can reduce it, so now look as if it's transparent. Then I'll come back and now increase the font, what do I call it now? Sorry, the font size, and also the boldness. So this bold is supposed to be big bold. No, CapCut to mess with you sometimes. So be sure that you are reading your elements. Okay, so if I go to text, I'll just change the color to black, so it gives me that whole this thing. Then I change the opacity of that background. I'll go to background, change the opacity of that background, make it a little bit lighter. If I remove it totally, you will not see it. If I increase it, you can see it. If I remove it totally, you just play around with these things like this, right? Then I can change it to blue. Blue is a good one, right? Green too gives that whole background stuff. And other thing I would also want to address is the fact that you know that sometimes when you work for brands, like the people who would eventually get selected for the work in the studio, the 5 persons, right? They will also learn how to edit with the brand color consciousness. There's something called brand color consciousness. If Facebook calls you for a job to do stuff for them, you don't go outside the jurisdiction of the colors to just do something because you like, let's say, like pink or like red, right? You now come and be using red and pink. No, 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 no. You have to stick to that white and blue color, right, to suit the branding that is already existing. This is very important. You see, this one I tell you now, you will not get it in normal editing class. Once you're working for yourself, working for brand, if Coca-Cola calls you for a job, right, you need to understand the brand color. This informs how you choose your text. This informs how you even shoot your videos, even how the kind of costume. If they say, "Oh, run an ad for me," or "I want to do a live show or a red carpet show," right? They'll put all those elements that signifies this is their brand color. So it's very, very important that you also pay attention to those things, because these are the things that will stand you out, not just to edit, but to be very, very aware that you need to add these nitty gritties to your editing to make it make sense, right? So having said that, I'll add green, because green is life. Yeah, and this is where it will end, right? So this is where it will end, and I'll cut it here. So I'll cut it here. I'll click on that text box, drag and move it to the left, and it gives me that whole trimming I want. So this is what I want to make it look like. And now, because I want this particular text to state you that place, right, I'm not going to just put it at the center because it's to block some things. So what do I do? I'll click on it, reduce it a little bit, right, and now I'll make it look as though it just sprung up from the screen. I'll hold this particular screen. I'm holding now, what I'm doing, I'm holding the text box on the screen, the feedback screen. I'm holding it and I'm turning it. In fact, CapCut has even made it in such a way that if you see, there is a right top that just comes up and says suggest to keep text in frame. You know what they're telling you? They're telling you that this is the best place you can keep this text, because they know that once you enter social media or any social platform, it can enter what the blind spot, right? So they always give you that whole, this one is even new, before it wasn't here. Before they would just allow you to put something here, by the time you play it, this text will just vanish. But now they are teaching you and they are showing, oh, this is the best place you can keep this thing, right? So that people can actually see it. So what do? I zero it and I bring it somewhere here, right? So while I'm putting it here, or let me take it to the center just for aesthetics rather. So what I do is that I don't want you to start immediately the video starts, right? I want you to come into play when this particular cut. Remember, I put a cut here. This cut shows that the frame of the lady is already done, and this is the next frame. So what I do is I just come here, strike on it, press my split, or if I don't want to do that way, I'll click on this left side of the text box, click and drag. You see, click and drag, click and hold rather, then drag, click, hold and drag. So you see, I'll now come and put it on the same place that this video is being cut. Now always work with this your pointer. Now your pointer, when you're moving your video, you will feel a vibration, a very subtle vibration that it has reached an edge or something just hits an edge. This is the work of this pointer. This pointer is there to also help you to know when something has aligned, right? It's not just for you to see where your video is, right? So but because we always neglect it, we just keep things and it will not start from where you want. So now if I zoom in now and I want a particular thing to be here, right? If I click on this one and zoom and move it, I'll feel a vibration automatically. It just comes, the pointer just comes there. So now watch it again. Now is the pointer, watch you, the pointer is not on that yellow, it's not on my text box. It's not on the demarcation. But now I want you to enter here. I want the text box to start from this place. I'll click on it, and once I feel that strike, it automatically pushes the pointer to that place to show you that, oh, this is where it's starting from. So now I play the video again.
Looking for the ride of your dream? You're looking for a car that matches your lifestyle?
So you see that, first of all, this a luxury tour is not blocking any particular information that I might need at the moment, right? And it's not so shabby that I'm trying to, contrast. But for color theory, this color combination is not good for the video. So my video is more of a black video, right? So it is advisable that I will use, for the color of the background of the text, I will use, instead of using the green, I'll use this ash, right? I'll use this ash or this one and reduce opacity. Sorry, this one, this first ash, right? And reduce opacity a little bit. So let's say 80. What it does is that it gives that whole feel.
Looking for the ride of your dream?
So you see that it's not outside
Looking for a car that matches
too
your
much
lifestyle?
from the brand color that I'm using. So because the cars are black, most of the shoes they're wearing are black, and the clothes they're wearing are also white. My text, right, is black already. Then what gives you ash? Ash is a mixture of white and black, right? And most of the vivid video, most of the clothes they are wearing in the video are white clothes. So that is how it works. As simple as that, it works. You just add it, and now after this, now it just comes off. But now, interestingly, I don't want you to just enter like this. I don't want to just enter bam.
Dream?
I want you to enter with style. I'll click on it again, right? I'll click on it again, and I go to style. Now, instead of me to just go down on this other one, I'll go to animations, right? Now I can now animate how this one is the normal system animation, not the template animation. Now template, what template does for us is that, I said something earlier, sorry, excuse me. I said something earlier that what template does for us is that templates basically are pre-designed layouts, that lets you play. Sorry, what did I say again? Yes, they are pre-designed layouts that lets you plug, in your clips, and CapCut will just, automatically, edit it, right? Auto edit. So in the case of text, once you just put your text, right, and you click on the templates, there is already pre-designed. What CapCut does is that CapCut will just, auto edit it for you, and it will accommodate that style, right? Now this is the CapCut animations. This is different from templates, right? Now, in animations, they already have templates that are designed for you here, right? But now, if you go to templates, see templates has its own. So don't confuse the two. Templates, when you get templates, these are like, people don't go ahead, design some sharp stuff, right? Just take a look at this one now that I just clicked. Right, just look at this one I just clicked now. That's loading. You see how it went. Let me increase it more. So now let's watch it again. If you check, it has changed from pink to yellow. That's the indication color. It has changed from red to yellow. Watch, it was red before, and I added that template. Automatically changed to this. Now, because I like that template, I will just add it there when I click it, and I play the video again.
For the ride of your dream?
So you see how this one came out. came out to the grand style. It did not just come out naturally. It came out to the grand style, right? That's one good thing about animations. And it's to stop at that same place I already put it. So that's why if you are designing your this thing, get your text, the basics, then you can now be doing those right? First of all, cut your video before you can now be doing transition, person fly up, they should be mama, they should be mama fly, they go on now call yati yati. So sorry for my vernacular, but these are the basics, right? When you understand these things and you're editing, it makes the work easy for you, right? Editing, understanding what you're doing is more and most important than impressing somebody on what you're doing. I mean, so I am choosing this text and I like it because of the animation, right? And now because it is too big, I don't like. I mean, if this is on screen, you see how big it is here. I like some things being simple and mature, so I will reduce it a little bit. Right, I'll reduce it, then also play again.
Looking for the ride of your dream? Are you looking for a car that matches your lifestyle?
You see?
From Slick City.
Now, let me now even make this more interesting. Now, as I've added this text and this template, I intentionally added it to that place because the music too, if you play the music, you see that the music at that point had a time signature that accommodated me to put that beat there, right? I thought about time signature the other day too. What when you're doing sound design, how it helps you to calculate your music, your tempo, your beat to suit or to suit the editing you're doing, right? So it's very, very important that we look at those things that way because these are the things that will help us, right? These are the things that will help us, honestly. These are the things that will help us to go faster. So when you look at these things now, you see that I've added this text here and it stops here. Now, because I like this template, right? I don't want to lose it. I want to keep using it. But now I want to start something from after this
City cruisers, to
place.
your off-roaders, we have something for everyone. Got you covered.
So now I want it to start from this place where this guy was coming down from the car, not this one now. This one, because of the sound now I'm using, I will now do what? I will now come here, duplicate, click on it. Now, if you check at the bottom corner of your screen, you see replace, split, duplicate, text to speech, delete, etc., and other ones that you learn as the course goes on. You click on duplicate, it just comes below, right? It's now you that will click on it, drag to the left or to the right, depending on where you want to add the video, and now add the video. So I want to add a video here when this was coming out, so I'll drag it to this place. Now, because I know that the framing now is something I need to also pay attention to, I'll zoom it well so that I'll be sure that's the place that the guy was coming out from. Then I'll move it so I get that frame. Now this frame is 26, 27F, 28. So it's at 27F that this screen this guy was coming out from the car, right? So click and hold and take it to your right, so it automatically brings that whole text in again. Replace. So you see how I'm also putting it in places where it's not going to spoil anything at all in the video, right? Even if I remove it, the video is still okay. If I put it, the video is still okay because I understand the placement of this text, right? You don't place it too low. Same with subtitling. Once someone is done speaking and you want to subtitle the person, you don't come to the person you don't come to the text and keep it on the ground. You keep it at least on the arm level. you put it at the arm level of that particular stuff you're doing so that you can, accommodate the whole thing. And now I don't want you to end on this GLE 53. I want you to end where it starts showing a different frame. Right, this is still GLE. It's a GLE. Yes, I want you to end here. So what do I do now? I'll click on it, click, hold, and drag till that point. Now I'll now come and zoom in again. So editing is work. Editing just anybody that tells you that, oh, come and cut this sharp for me 2 minutes at this stage you are in, the person doesn't mean good for you. So see, you can see that from here now, someone's hand is showing already. Someone's hand is showing, but the person's face is not showing yet. Sorry, the person's face is not showing yet, so it means that, oh, the frame has a kind of debris kind of that is just trying to form an image, so that when my pointer gets to that place, it's easy for me to recognize and see whatever is on that screen. So I want it to end here. You see, so on 24.24F, this is where I can make this cut. So I'll move this forward. I think it's on 24. I think it's 24. So you pull it through. So immediately it's reaching that place you put it, so just leave you and continue. So that's how the texting works, right? So it's very simple. Very, 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 very simple. It's something that we need to always use. Now, I've talked about this. Does anybody have any question based on what I've taught since? Does anybody have any question based on what we've learned so far? Nobody wants to ask question. Do I want to believe, like, you want to make me believe that people understood everything? Voila. Somebody must ask question before proceed. Ask question. Someone must ask question before proceed. Okay. Someone is raising their hand. Okay, who is that? All right. Let's start with Chigozirim. Chigozirim, please unmute and ask your question.
Okay. Thank you once again, Odoguke. There's something I want to ask, though. I don't know. You have not reached that stage, but I keep saying it while the video was playing out. Where the video will be like interchanging within a milliseconds. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. Like, I was like, so as if he's doing like pap, 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 as if he's, there is no, as you're about to have a glance at what the video is, it's already out immediately. and the same thing is applying to like different things, but it's showing different part of the car. So trying to show the aesthetics around the brand and the video inside it. I think you mentioned about it. So I want to understand like from the from the explanation you made on the timeline. Get, you talked about the type signature and all that. So the timeline where you were able to apply such, you understand? Hello, are you with me, sir? Hello, hello, sir.
Yes, I'm with you. Yes, sorry. Yes, I'm with you. I was trying to unmute
Uh,
it. I don't know, the person wasn't coming. I can hear you. Continue.
okay, I don't know if I've been understanding you all this way, where I'm
Yeah,
going.
I understand you. So you're asking
Uh-huh.
how I was able to place those things in that milliseconds, right?
Yes, yes, and yes. That
And
was
whether it was a mistake or I did it intentionally or it was because of
no,
the
no, 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 no,
music
no,
or
no, no. I know. It's an intentional um creative work here because you made mention of it. You said it here, but I want to understand whether you applied it within the range, because if you look at the video, like the interface where you are working on the video, so it goes with at every, okay, I don't know if you can open maybe one the video we are working on so that we'll be seeing what I'm trying to ask. Okay.
hold on, let me just see first.
Okay, no problem, no problem, no problem, no problem, no problem.
Okay, this is it, right?
Okay, now from the beginning of the video, we have 00, right? Then
Mm,
point. You understand? So that means
mm,
between these 00, then column, then the point, then between 00 to this point is 1 second. Then this point to the other 000 column 02 is one
mm.
second. Hope I'm not mistaken. Uh-huh. So
Yes,
now,
yeah.
now, if the seconds, at least looking at it now, those videos that was displayed,
Mm,
especially those the major part of the car,
mm,
that you want to capture the mind of people, as trying to advertise it. So it was just going as if, sometimes, if you have watched maybe all those uh, old Nigerian movies, sometimes they will just be like show uh, uh, like it will just be coming so fast, like, and then the
mm.
last one will now come with a blast,
A
bah,
black. Mm.
as this is what Osaka did and all that. You understand the picture?
Yeah, of
So
course, of
I
course.
want to know the millisecond. Huh?
You want to know how it
Hello?
was done? You want to know how it was done, right?
Yes, yes,
Also
yes,
the
yes. That's
timing I
it.
used, and also the timing I used, right?
Yes, yes. God
Okay.
bless you, my brother.
Okay. Bless you too. So I will answer that. Then Paul, you ask your question. So this boils down to story, right? And also intentionality. Now, if you play that video, if you play that video, you would see that every single thing I shot aligned with first the music I chose. Now, I chose that music because I wanted to create that particular video like that. I want it to be that when it's reaching that part, if you listen to that video again, if you watch it later, you see that when he's singing that, oh man, I'm active, So I want it to, I want that clip to, I want that to have different clips. So what do I do? When during the edit, the sound has sound, the sound I use, the music I use uses sound, right? Is a sound rather, and it's measured in waves, or you will see it in waves. Once you extract the sound out, you can see clearly. Let me show you what I mean now. Now, if I, let me use a different, let me use this one, and let me use the main video. This is the this is the original video, right? This is the landscape video. I had to cut that one into portrait to give me a portrait video, right? This is this is the main landscape video, and it is the same shot. Everything was the same. The difference is that I had to crop this one, and I got this one. I just had to crop it, so I'll get this one. And while cropping it, I made sure that I moved my frame to the particular person or particular thing I want us to see, right? This all these things now. See this particular video. See this particular shot now, that is right, left headlamp and right headlamp, right, and this one before this one now. Look at it here on this particular clip now. Look at it here. It's actually one shot, just one shot, right? And this one, but because I wanted to be creative with it, I had to split this particular shot and push them aside and make them different shots, right, to get that effect. Now see that tire shot. You see the tire is now big here. You can see the tire go. You can see these cars, right? You can see at least the G-Wagon fully, right? It's not the same here. These ones were cut. But what I'm trying to say is that now I'll use this one to explain to you so you understand it better. If I extract this sound now, watch. Once I extract this sound, right? With the extract button, extract sound. Now, if you look at this sound, it has waves. Are you seeing this blue stuff here? These blue stuff are not just here for fancy. These are the guiding lines. These are the things that guide your edits and choosing your sound. So because of the sound I use, right, the music I use, I mix the sound. So in sound design, what I normally do, I try to use my original mix. Like I mix sounds, I mix songs to give me a feel of what I want to achieve. This is the top level of creativity, when you have to just pick this music, pick this blend. You know how DJ in events mix song, as this one they play, another one just enter, you go shout, hey this one enter. I do that. I play around with those things whenever I want to edit a particular kind of video to give me a particular taste I want, right? Same with the thing I did here. So I use this sound wave. Now this was the music. Now, but remember that before editing this thing, I first of all added a sound. Let's say this is the sound. Just imagine, this is the sound I wanted to use. What I did, I clicked on this on the video. I extracted the sound, right? And I deleted the clip. This clip now that this girl is showing, I will delete it. Now, see the sound of that video that the girl left. See the sound here, and this is the music I took, right? One of them. So, but when I finished the sound design, I used about 2-3 musics to combine it to give me one, right? And when I was done, I now extracted that particular one music. When DJ mix songs and you play it as one, right? You can now see 2 songs in one, or 3 tracks in one song, in one audio, right? That's what I did. After doing that, I now extracted it as one single sound like this, and it will not give me these waves. What I did was, in my edits, before I now added this my clips now, and these clips I shot them with intentionality. That's something that you also need to understand. I always keep saying this thing. I shot these clips knowing that I will use this particular, I wanted to create a scene whereby, oh, a female voice is speaking and the glass is winding down, showing a female who is laughing, right? And this is like supposed to catch your attention to an extent, saying, oh, it's luxury, or this is screaming luxury and all. And if you check, I didn't just start with that other video. I did not start putting that a luxury tour at the beginning. I allowed you to feel that video first before I now added that luxury tour here in this particular clip, right? After this girl must have gotten her glass wine down, she waved and smiled, and the luxury tour came. By then, you must have seen sharp wheel, Toyota, all these shots, these angles were very, very intentional to make you understand that, oh, this is what I'm trying to create, right? Let me use this one so that you understand it better, so you see everything clearly. So now, during this thing, what I did was, I had to now start placing each. Now, let me show you. Let me click on this.
Are you looking for a car that matches your lifestyle? For the ride of your
Okay, I just discovered something now. Odoguke,
I can hear you.
hello. I just discovered something now. Why interchanging your sound? You understand? Do you use fade in and fade out? Missing your sound, or is it something that you just have to just leave it and it will stop so abrupt, like it will just stop so like in a as if you
Okay,
just stop, uh,
let me
uh um in a
yeah, I
harsh way.
understand.
How do I put it?
I
You understand
understand
what I'm
you.
saying
Like,
now?
yes, stop abruptly or it just fades out, right? I understand.
Yes, whether the sound like as I'm missing it up now. Let's say you are missing my name is, and a voice just said my name is, and there is a sound you want to add. My name is maybe national anthem. You understand, to show maybe the person from Nigeria and all that. So now my name is like as the name, the voice is fading out. The Nigerian anthem is already at the like below small the sound, the initial sound, the first sound that is coming in. You understand? So does it has a way to affect it while editing it?
Yes, so
Hello?
everything is, I can hear you. I can hear you, bro. Everything is about your creativity level, right? And what you want to achieve. Now, everything you do in your video editing affects the feedback or affects the result or the output of your video, right? And I'll try to explain something here before I now go back. Now, this sound wave, it is what guides me. Now, just follow me. This sound wave are the things that guide me to putting those clips. Let's start from the first question you asked before I move on to first result. This is the thing that guides me through adding those clips one by one. So this peak, you see this peak of the sounds. This peak are the places where the sound is most impacted on that particular point, right? If I play this thing and if you can hear it,
Mm,
right, you will see that you see all this place that has peak spike on top, right? These are the places whereby the sound
yeah.
is either bish bish or ka or titi, like it is the peak.
Mm,
Same with when you're giving sending someone a voice note.
sure, yeah.
You see that when your voice is louder, that's when it will spike up, right? Ehen.
Yes,
That is called
yes.
sound wave. So if you understand this sound wave, you can play around with every single clip you want to put. So now this sound wave also helps you to understand the time signature of a particular music when you are doing your sound design. So it's not just to put this thing. If you now count, I explained something about time signature the other day, right? I also talked about the fact that what it does is it shows how the beats are organized in each measure, right? Or bar of a song. Do you understand?
Yes.
So I say
Yes.
that it was like if you're dancing, if you're doing dance moves and you're doing, I count like 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Music
Mm.
also follows that pattern. Do you get? So
Mm.
what the time signature tells us that are creators now in form of musicians is that this is how many step or beats in brackets, right, like in quotes, you will count in each round bar and which type of notes gets one beat. So this like this top level creativity. When we go to intermediate and advanced, I will show you, I will simplify these things. You see how you can do sound design. But I want to play something. I want to on my camera and play something from my other device so that you see what I did with a particular sound, right? And remember that I said in time signature, it looks like a fraction. It's like 4/4, 3/4, 6/8, where the top number is like the top number is how many beats in a bar, while the bottom number is what kind of
Yes.
note gets one beat.
No,
So these
it
are the things that
represents. Yes.
so these are things that when you are designing your sound, you would also just infuse naturally as you dey put them, the learn am, you go just dey balance, right? And sometimes music has already made it available that some of these sounds have good time signature. You just see tish ka tish ka tish ka tish tish ka
Like
tish
for.
ka tish tish ka. So you now decide to put your clips wherever you want to. If you want to put that dish, or if you want to put that car, that depends on what you want to now design.
Mm.
Do you understand?
So
So then
that
back
is
to
weak beat and strong beat, right?
exactly all those ones are just based on what you want to now design for, right? Those ones are now personal preferences. But those things that those pike is to guide you on knowing where the sound at each point was loudest, right? Then going back to that your question about fading and fade out when I'm doing the design, let me now show you
Mm.
what I what I mean. Let me I'll stop recording and possibly show you from one of my devices. Hold on. Paul, I'll get to you, please. Paul, I'll get to
Oh.
you. Yeah, so okay. Wait though. Let me be sure that okay. So I'll play a sound there, then you understand how I used to do it. Let me use this. Now if you check in this my device too, right? I renamed everything I used to do here too, right? I used to name it so that it will give me a clear picture of what I'm working on, right? So now this is one of the, let me clean my camera very well. Hold on. Okay, so this is the video. Now watch this video. Watch the sound design that I did here. Touchdown, no, so damn it. Look at time, no more nothing. Looking like a million bucks. Clean like a religious song. Ain't got that. Okay, so you understand how it works now, right? So this is basically just Chigos, you're with me, right?
Yes, I'm with you.
Yes. Did you hear that? This is like an unfinished
Yes,
work.
I
Oh.
heard it.
Yeah, this is an unfinished work. This is like one off, right? So there are a lot of them I've done with my laptop. I hardly edit now with my system, with my phone. I hardly edit with my phone. I hardly edit with my phone. I hardly do that with my phone, but this is more like I just do it because okay, work just come out. You just have to do some small stuff, right? So let me play another one too. Okay, so you see that most of these things I'm saying are very clear, right? So you have to be
Yeah,
intentional about these things. You see that the first video I used a particular sound there, a left right sound. That beat is by I shredded that sound, sha, I can't remember.
so
Then I had to
the
add it.
first for the first beat is 4.
Sir?
I said the first beat is 4/4, like the one you used the first one.
Yeah. Now let me show you how the design looks like. Now this is how the design looks like. Now you see how I placed this sound. You see this
Mm,
thing, right? You see there was a fade
mm,
in. If I use this phone to screen record, you might not hear it. So that's why I'm using this one to video this one. So you see how I place all these sounds, all these things now. This one now went. Immediately we
mm.
share, I put another sound to cut out that particular beat I want to introduce, and I faded
The
out
other
that
one,
particular the one on top
yes.
so that the next one will start. So that if I play it, it will sound like this. So you see, I'm not done with this project though, but I did my sound first, so that if I'm introducing any other
Mm.
beat or any other video, right, it is following that design I've already put. Do you get?
Yes, I understand what you're saying.
Exactly. So this is just me trying to do my own sound design. I could easily just pick up somebody's music somewhere, put it in the video, extract the sound, and use the person's sound like that. But I just try to, create my own
Mm.
stuff and, play around with it. So it's that simple. Hope we are clear now.
Yes, 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 yes. Yeah. Lastly, I
Anyway,
just saw hello?
Chigoziri, are you sure that will not
Yes.
answer? Well, wait, Chigoziri, wait, hold your question. Let us get Paul's own. Paul has raised his hand since, so that we'll come back to you.
Sorry,
Is that
sir. No,
okay?
no problem. No problem. No problem.
Okay.
No problem.
All right, Paul, you can proceed with your question. Paul, are you still with us? Paul?
Yes, I'm here with us.
All right, my boss, proceed.
Okay, just my question is just very simple. You made mention of two types of fonts. Please, I didn't get them. What are they?
I made mention of what?
Two different types of fonts.
Okay.
I didn't get them. What are they?
So what I mean, there are two type of font families, right? They are basically what they call them, serif fonts and sans serif fonts, right? Serif and sans serif. Serif is, let me spell it on the chat box so that you see it. Serif fonts, sans serif fonts, right? So these are basically the two family fonts that are most used, right? So so the serif fonts, let me start from serifs, or let me generalize, let me make you understand. So when you are learning typography, right, you understand how to use fonts basically to the best of your production, right? So there are basically two main font families. They call them family of fonts used in design and video editing, right? Right. So design includes product design, um, graphic design, right? When I was a product designer, that was what I used basically. Like that was where I learned the whole thing from, and it gave me an edge over some products I built then, right? So serif fonts basically are those fonts that have small decorative lines or feet. So let me show you what. Let me let me share my screen so you see it too. Um, yeah. So where is my Chrome? Google Chrome. We have serif and sans serif fonts. Now see what it looks like. So you see now, you can see my screen, Paul, right? Paul, you can see my screen,
Yeah, I
right?
can see it.
Right, fine.
Yeah,
So see, serif fonts, as I said earlier, right? They are those fonts that have small decorative lines or feet at the ends of the letters, right? Serif. So you see the serif. You see that the first one is here, right? You see that
yeah,
it has curves, it has in here all those Times New Romance, right? All those
yeah,
Georgia, all those Lucida, right? All those Gabriola, okay, Roboto is sans serif, Montserrat is sans serif too, um, Calvary is sans serif, Arial is sans serif, um, there are lots there are a lot of fun. So you when you so these are basically what they are used for when you're designing, right? It is expedient that you understand when and where to use this kind of family fonts, right? Ehen. So think of the fonts as you having shoes on. Do you get shoes on? It's like something like it's covering, there's a curve. So as I explained earlier, as I gave example, Times New Roman, Georgia, likes of Garamond, those ones are basically serif fonts, right? And they are basically used for books and newspapers, right? Classic or formal designs. When you want something to look traditional or serious, right? That's when you use them, right? So how they feel, I would say they make you feel, if you want to understand it better, right? You understand that okay, these are kind of fonts that make you feel elegant, makes you feel old school. There's a particular font we used to use then. One font is called Old English or so, right? It has this curve. Let me see whether I can get it. Old English fonts. Old English fonts. Let me see whether I can have that here. Exactly. Look at it here. See the image here. Exactly. So Old English. These are example of what a serif font. See how curvy all of them are, right? And here that's basically it. Why on the other hand, right? Or why on the other hand, the sans serif now, which is this my guy here, which is this guy here now, this Montserrat, right? Montserrat is one of the examples. Arial, Calvary, and all of those ones. They are sans serif fonts. They don't have curves, right? So sans means without. Just so that you understand it, with is serif, without is sans serif, right? Sans serif, S-E-N-S, serif, right? So the sans serif fonts do not have those little, curve and fit we talked about. They are clean. They are just like straight and clean. You get. So they have likes of Arial, as I said, Montserrat that is here, Roboto. If you use this thing, there's one called Roboto, there's Rubik, there is Helvetica, there is a Calvary, right? So they are basically used for digital products, social media, websites, and apps, right? So you want to look you want something to look modern and clean. Do you get? That's when you use sans serif fonts, right? So they make you look friendly. They make you look they make the products look minimal and fresh. That is why when you're designing, if you check this particular thing, this particular Google I'm using, most of the text here are in sans serif because they're digital product, they're not curved. The S is just S normal, no curve anything here, right? Everything is just normal, plain, straight up, except this one that they are showing the difference between serif and sans serif, right? Everything is just straight. Nobody they really stress you. That's why when you are learning design, in product design, they will always hammer on typography and your digital product. If you're building an app for children, nothing concern you concerning serif fonts now. It's always sans serif. If you're building a digital product for, that's why bank apps don't use serif fonts because they want you to understand the user interface, right? They also want you to have a good experience. That's the user experience. They want you to have a good feel of their product, so they don't get to make it boring or make it hard for you to understand. So Paul, have I been able to answer your question, Mr. Paul?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Ogochukwu's Honest says she's lost. Honest, are you found now? And Ujunwa, you have a question. Eze Emmanuel have a question. Or let's take Eze Emmanuel first, then Uju. Okay, Uju first because I saw your hand raised already. Uju, can we have a question? So just unmute and ask your question, Uju, if you're on the
Okay,
line.
good evening, sir. Good evening, everyone. Sir, please, I want to know how you add design to the fonts, to that font.
I added what?
The design, that block design with white background.
Sorry, is it on that video we are doing?
Yes, yes.
Okay, nice question. So let me screen record again and go back to my screen, start up again. You can see my screen, right, Uju? Uju, you can see my screen, right?
Yes, I'm seeing your screen.
Okay. Okay, so you want to know how I added this border line, this white one to the text, right?
Yes.
So I'll do that from here. So I want to add a text to the video and I want to add it here. I go to text, I click on text, I bring my text here, I enlarge it, right? I add Ujunwa. Now, because this has already taken a particular shape of it has a particular carry background. Normally, it's like this. You now be the one. It's normally plain like this. You now be the one to come to your style, come to the text, change the color to white, right? Because the background is black, so I need the contrast color to make it visible, right? So I pick it up and I move it to white, the color to white. Now, because if I play it at some point, it might not be that visible again. Like I want it to extend to this part where it's struggling to get viewed, right? What I do is I still on that highlighted just if you don't highlight it, it's not pick. You highlight is go to stars. Now under that stars, I told you that there are two things that scroll, the first one and the second one. So I go to the second one under stars, I go to background and I choose this one. And now I've chosen this one, I just change the color to yellow, right? Remember it's white font, so yellow can go with white. But the best color to go with white on this particular thing is sorry, is your black. So black projects it out, right? Remember, I'm still on styles. I go to brown color, go to stroke, go to blue, go to all these ones, just to play around with it. But your fonts now, you can now change those fonts I talked about. And this is now where you now see those serif fonts and sans serif fonts you get. Right? So do you understand it, Uju?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so you can now come here, still come here and do your one under your styles, under your backgrounds. Now change your corner radius to make it straight or make it curvy like this. And that's just basically it. So I hope you understand that part. The last question before we close. Is Emmanuel, please, if you're here, ask a question as we close with you. Is Emmanuel. Is Emmanuel. Our time has already gone. Oh. Is Emmanuel, are you with us? Okay, I don't think Is Emmanuel is still on this call. Okay, so guys, it's getting interesting, and you see that everything we are doing here is to make sure that everybody understands this thing, right? So keep practicing, keep doing these things we are teaching us, keep doing them. I appreciate those who stayed on the call to this moment. It's not easy. You see, we are just on text, and it's like this. When we now enter transitions and all those stuff, you can see that a lot you need to learn, a lot you need to learn just in this beginner's course. And please take your assignments I'm going to drop tomorrow seriously. Take the test seriously. Most of the things I said there will definitely come as in the test, so it's necessary. And you know how we used to write our test now. After the class, 10 minutes, we just run out. Close mouth, close eye rather. Run out. Everybody go rest. So that's basically how it is. So thank you so much, guys. I wish I could continue. I can't continue. It's already 17 minutes past our closing time, and I want to appreciate everyone again and say happy new week and good luck to the learning curve this week. All right, take care. I'm out. Over to you, Victor.
Okay, good night, everyone.